It was at this point that a family, seemingly totally oblivious to the fact that we were trying to make a video, moved in, and they did not move out. Inside this bowl are the names of all my subscribers so far. Which one of you will be the lucky individual that wins a fat pack of Guilds of Ravnica? We're about to find out. Techless! Tessless? Congratulations, buddy. You're the winner. Hey, what's up, guys? MTG Tournament Grinder here. And congratulations once again to Techless on winning the Fat Pack of Guilds of Ravnica. Congratulations, man. This also means that you just finished watching the little short film, silly little skit, whatever you want to call it, at the beginning. And if I ever wanted feedback on one of my videos, it's feedback for that minute and a half right there. So please let me know what you thought. And yeah, back in the match, we've got Hardened Scales up against Blue-White Spirits. So honestly, Mutavault into Aether Vial is one of the scarier starts that Spirits can have. I mean, opening up with a Welding Jar and an Ink Moth is not bad. Steel Overseer, if it sticks around, will certainly be really good. So there's a white source. Will he path the Steel Overseer? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, Supreme Phantom, Aether Vial on 1. The only 1-drop is Mausoleum Wanderer. So hopefully I can just play around that. With a Lord on the battlefield, he can Violet it in and then sacrifice it to counter something, unless I pay 2. Only an instant or sorcery, of course. So I feel pretty safe casting a creature spell. Uh-oh. This better be another creature spell. I know I saw that Ancient Stirrings in my hand. Yikes. So I apparently did not see it as clearly on the day as I do now. It seemed pretty obvious, but oh well. Sometimes an Ancient Stirring will put like a bunch of Hardened Scales and really good cards on the bottom. Like if it's just 5 awesome cards, 2 of which are Hardened Scales. I've seen 3 out of the 4 Hardened Scales and a single Ancient Stirrings. So it can feel bad. But I really can't complain. Steel Overseer stuck around. Double Mutavault on my opponent's side. It's pretty scary stuff. 1 mana, make a 3/3? Like, bejesus. Okay, combat, swing 1, no blocks. And pass. Interesting. So he doesn't quite have Spell Queller mana. And the Vial is only on 2. Let's see, what costs 2? There is Selfless Spirit. So he can activate a land, block, cast Selfless Spirit, sacrifice it in case it's lethal, which I'm pretty sure it will be, or it would be. Anyways, enough theorizing. Let's see what happens. I cast a Hangerback Walker for 1. Still no Hardened Scales, so everything is just fair and as it should be. Ah, Rattle Chains. One of the more versatile cards in the deck, honestly. The fact that it gives all other creatures flash too is just insane. And a Selfless Spirit. Okay, so I was half right. I was not expecting 2 2-drops, I'll be honest. So I swung with a 2/2 and a 2/2. So activate Steel Overseer, make them both 3/3s. And then they'll trade. Okay, only block there. So I know this much. I know I'm going to activate the Steel Overseer. Now they're trading. And what is the best way to handle this? I like the welding jar. I don't want to use it now. Okay, damage. Wait, I'm a little confused. Okay, we're addressing what's going on here. Sometimes there's shortcuts that people will take and play. I think I kind of took a shortcut and said damage. I'm not sure whose bad that was. Actually, the audio from today was all messed up. But it looks like before damage, I'll sack the Darksteel Citadel, and that'll make it where I eat the Selfless Spirit. He took 3. Pass turn. He ticks up the Aether Vial, so there's not very many 3-drops in his deck. I think that's a pretty hard tell that there's a Spell Queller in his hand. But for now, I'm pretty much tapped out. The only way I'm going to put counters on my Hangerback Walker is by sacking my Arcbound, which at the moment is really inopportune. Yikes, crashing him for 6. Yeah, it's not correct to block with the Hangerback Walker. But taking 6 sure does seem like a lot. Giving it a good hard think. If I block, I swear, I'll be disgusted with myself. There's so much more value to be had than either using the welding jar or just making 2 Thopters. Especially against spirits. Like, this is one of the matchups where I really want to make a lot of Thopters out of a Hangerback Walker. So yeah, take the 6, go to 12. Live to fight another day. Oh, Walking Ballista. So, whether or not I draw a Walking Ballista is pretty much the deciding factor in this matchup. No hardened scales makes it not nearly as cool, but a Steel Overseer plus an Arcbound, I'm pretty sure I can make a rather large Walking Ballista. So if I sack the Hangerback Walker, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the tokens, plus 4, 5, it's 13, 14, 15. So, as usual, whenever I'm watching the footage, I'm realizing that I miss lethal a lot. I'm pretty sure I have enough artifacts, even without a hardened scales, to put 15 counters on my Walking Ballista. He's all tapped out too, there's no white source, so now would be a good time to do it. Swing first even. If I get in for some damage, it definitely puts me within range. And I think my opponent is keen to that fact. I expect a block, or even Vile double block. I don't think that would be out of line. I feel like most games have like the moment where the correct play is either made or it is not made, and the game is either won or it is not won. And this is one of those turns. This turn is like the crux of this game. Because, I mean, if he doesn't block, take 9, go to 6, and then it's super easy to kill him with a Walking Ballista. I'm not sure why I don't just go for it, honestly. I have a feeling that, for whatever reason, I was mentally tired, and I just didn't count it. Or maybe I didn't count the Thopters coming out from the Hangerback Walker. Even if just a couple days have passed between recording and editing, I feel like I've learned a lot. Like every single time I edit a video of Modular or hardened scales, I feel like I've learned so much since I recorded it. So take 5, go to 10, and I only have to sack the Arcbound Worker to the Arcbound Ravager, and that's it, before putting the counters on the Walking Ballista. My goodness. What am I doing? I'm dragging this out, whether I realize it or not. Makes 3 Thopters, and pass the turn, it looks like. I definitely have chump blockers. I definitely have lethal with Walking Ballista. What am I worried about? What could come down through the vial? See, that wouldn't have mattered. I mean, maybe from Merfolk, I would be worried about a Merfolk Trickster. With, 15 counters in limbo, the Arcbound Ravager has already been sacked. Flash in a Merfolk Trickster, and name Walking Ballista. Loses all of its text. But that would only work for a turn. I'm not sure. I think I just missed it. And therefore I'm having to deal with a lot. Okay. Just do it on my opponent's turn. Well, despite the sloppy play, we got there. We'll have to see if I luck out once again in game 2. And we are back with game 2. Despite some serious slow play, unintentional drawing out of the game, I can admit to it now that I've seen the video. Had no idea I was doing it at the time, but after a game like that, I'm starting game 2. It looks like I kept 7. Is that a Hardened Scales? Ancient Stirrings? Ancient Stirrings. So Arcbound, Walking Ballista, Forest, Hangerback Walker. I think I saw just what an all-star Walking Ballista was, so I'll take me one of those. No Welding Jar, no Mox. Kind of slow, besides putting a game-winning card in my hand. My opponent has left up 2 mana. Last time it was Rattle Chains. Okay, it was a Hardened Scales. Let's see. Ooh, that feels bad. Maybe I should have played the animation module first. Although, playing the Darksteel Citadel, playing an animation module, still having a green source, I think there's a very strong chance that my opponent would have let the animation module resolve and still counter the Hardened Scales. So, Supreme Phantom. Pretty similar game on my opponent's side of the board, except no Aether Vial this time. I'm off to a much slower start as well, especially getting that Hardened Scales mana leaked. But we're both still at 20. The night is young. We could go either way. I don't feel like the chips are down particularly. Darn, he has the path this time. This is one of those decks where an early path gets me like next turn I'll have 5 lands if I don't miss my land drop. That's huge. This is one of the decks where getting pathed early and getting being given another land is not so bad. Better late than never on the Vial. Yeah, Supreme Phantom plus Mutavault equals 4 damage. That adds up. Here's my 5 mana, so that's not so bad. Let's see. Okay, I think Arcbound is correct to play first. Animation module trigger, go ahead and pay for that. I won't really hinder myself to make sure that I get animation module triggers, but If I don't feel like it's a matchup where I'm pressured to win fast, I will definitely like play out the animation module first, and then make sure that I have enough mana to get value from it. Ooh, interesting. Surgical extraction on path. So it lets me look at the rest of his deck, the rest of his sideboarding choices, and check out all the paths. That's really most of what I'm worried about in terms of I'm trying to move around my counters at instant speed, and he has some way to interact with it that can really, screw me over. Path to Exile is the culprit, more often than not. So let's get those out of there. Vial on 1. So he's not missing land drops either. I'm just one ahead because of the path. Seems good. Swing 4. Maybe I chump with the token and then sacrifice it to Arcbound Ravager before damage. Yeah. It would be ideal if I still had mana left up, and I could just make another servo. But with the board state like it is, I just get one more counter on Arcbound, take 1, go to 13. So Vial on 1, Mausoleum Wanderer, 2 mana, Rattle Chains. Perhaps. Okay. No hardened scales, but I'll just go deep and make a Walking Ballista. Make a servo. So if I sack the servo, 4, 5, 6, plus 2 is 8. So, plus the Dark Seal Citadel. I think I have no more than 10 counters that I can put on the Walking Ballista. So nowhere near lethal for now. Although depending on what he plays, like if he tries to play Drogskull, I think while Drogskull is on the stack, I will probably go in and make sure I kill the Supreme Phantom, kill everything else first. Yikes. I'm all tapped out again, so no chance of making that animation module after blocking with 1. 4 of it's in the air. Yeah, block anyways. Take 4. Ooh, this is not looking good. There's no flying blockers for now, so I could be tempted, potentially, and think that that Infect is a chance. But Vial on 2, and the mana that he has untapped, like he has Spell Queller mana, so I gotta be really cautious. He has the advantage as far as life goes. Separating my mana into piles of 2. Interesting. Looks like 2-drop, 2-drop. Pay for an animation module trigger. Okay. Activate Mutavault and flash in a Selfless Spirit. Selfless Spirit is a 3-2. Mutavault is a 3-3. So no cards in hand, he's tapped out. I don't think I can make 17. Oh man, I just got a glimpse at my hand. I can see an Arcbound Worker and a second copy of Hangerback Walker. A second copy of Walking Ballista, excuse me. With all this untapped mana, God, if I had played those cards first main phase, I think I would have had lethal. How do I do this? I messed up by not playing them first main phase, and I'm interested to see what I figure out here. Yeah, it's either put a bunch of counters on the Walking Ballista now, taking away my ability to sack things second main phase, or whatever. So I'll just sack the Walking Ballista now, shoot him for 2. Animation module trigger. So the orange ones are Thopters. The gray sleeves are servos. Yikes, yeah, I gotta leave up to mana to play the other walking ballista, although I probably could have sacked one more thing and made one more servo and taken him to 10. I just like round numbers. I kind of wish I'd taken him to 10 for a peace of mind. So here comes the cards I should have played first main phase. One more servo. Another walking ballista, and this time he's empty-handed. No surprises, potentially. God, let's see if I draw this game out as well, or if I realize it. Looks like I've realized it. So because it's modular to modular, 2 counters get moved. 6, 7, 8, 9. Then with the Darksteel Citadels and the animation module itself, it's enough to make 11. Yep, and once again, the game comes down to whether or not I can draw Walking Ballista and play it correctly. But that was some serious pressure from my opponent. I was sweating it. But it was a lot of fun, and thank you guys for watching. So, as usual, if you enjoy content like this, you can let me know in the comments below, or by hitting that subscribe button. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.